we would also look into today some validation, and then we'll start the initial setup of attestation. All right,
Okay.
because we have few topics that's left. Okay, so let's start with the first one. This is good. Okay, I would have also done it. Okay, like the same way. Okay, uh, I don't want this difference thing. Okay, I would have given only one premium. Okay, I want a single premium, so I would have given a quantity one. But you glad that you did this. Okay, because this comes under the complication situation. All right, it's nice. I like this configuration. So let's start with another validation. Another validation I did give you. Correct?
Yeah, it was if you have more than 3 on calls, then the fourth one will become a critical, like it will become an error.
I want to see that also. That is a thing that I want to see. Which one is
Okay.
this?
The first one, the greater than 3. This was pretty straightforward. I don't know.
Yeah, this was very timely report. Yeah, absolutely correct.
And this also creates a block somewhere.
No, this does not create a block. There is only one, then no need to have or over here.
Yeah, actually, I had 2 conditions there. Then I deleted the first one, and the or remained.
Okay, nice. All right. Okay. So today the first validation is if somebody is putting 20 more than 24 hours of working hours and
Okay.
workday, how we would tackle that.
Okay. It's calculating all
Where
the time in a block or in a
no,
shift.
no, we want to avoid that.
Okay.
More than 24 hours is it's not a good thing. Okay. So what we can do over here, maintain time entry validation. Okay. Then create a new validation. Total reported hours for the day is greater than 24 or is greater than equal to 24. Then boom, error would generate. Okay.
Total.
But just mention, just for the like double check always when you select any field now, if you are selecting a field for a block, always select the business object for the block. If it is for a day, then day, week, then week. So
Hmm.
make sure
Okay.
you check the business object, because what happens sometimes global field also have these kind of things, and global field do not run or at all given time. Correct. So always check the business object. I actually make sure that this has always been taken care. Okay. All right. Uh, we did. So now, suppose this is practical examples that I'm giving. Now we have moved from validation. All right. Validation is. I hope you understand validation.
Yes.
Now we will talk about some business aspects. Okay. Suppose you have there are workers who have entered the time. Okay. That goes to approval. Okay. And you know that most of the engineering managers or most of the managers do neglect their HRI system and their task pending in HRIS system. Correct?
Okay.
All right. And those hours they have like understand from a I would say from the candidate's perspective or the employee perspective, that those hours include double time, overtime, everything. Okay. If those have not been approved, okay, then payroll will not get the data.
Yeah.
Correct. And if payroll will not get the data, salary will not be commenced.
Yes.
Now, what to do in these scenarios?
You're asking question to me.
Yeah,
I have no answer.
it's a practical exam query, correct? So, in each of the company, there is a payroll cutoff date,
Yes.
right? Then what will happen? What if we make those things automatically approved before the payroll cutoff date? Then there will not be an injustice for any worker. Okay. It is up to the manager, like because the manager has neglected and it has already flown from the due date. Okay. And the worker needs to get his due, correct?
Yes.
Why don't we do this auto approve thing? It's a practical thing. It happens in the organization.
Yes.
Do you know what we call in Workday that?
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
We call it mom. Mom.
MOM.
Mom. Mother wala
Okay.
mom.
Bomb, yeah.
Mass operation management.
Okay.
Mass operation management is a phenomena in order to automate all the future schedule process. What we do over there, we advance the business process, like to the completion step. Now, when we enter the time off, it is in progress. It is entered by an employee and it goes to the manager. So, which means it is under a manager's end right now, correct?
Yes.
Until and unless the manager ignores or until and unless the manager do not complete that process, it will not get completed. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if we do automate over there, like by advancing the business process, like for example, like giving a superiority kind of access to the security administration, then things would be streamlined, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so nice. So, what it is all about? Mass operation management.
Yeah.
Okay, we will open that. It will ask what advanced business process. Now it will ask you which report from where you want to get it. Now you're doing a mass business object, but system needs data. Who are the workers for whom this mass operation management needs to carry it out? Correct?
Yeah. Yes.
That you will get via report. And now what report you need to create? You need to create a report on all time blocks. Status is submitted. Submitted, not approved. Got the
Report
point?
time blocks where status is submitted,
Times
time is not approved.
submitted.
Time not approved.
Okay, time. We'll see. Reported time status of the period, all those things. So right, this is the report, but we need to create a remote like over here. One second now. In that particular scenario, this kind of a report works because we know what we are going to do in terms of advancing the business process, but population target is one of the important aspect, correct? Which population we are actually targeting. That comes through a report. You need to build a custom report on all time blocks about the workers, okay?
Okay.
And the status is submitted and not approved.
Not approved.
So that's how you would go ahead. And then in order to automate it, okay, you will use like monthly frequency or custom frequency, whatever you want. Okay. And based on that, every month, if anything has not been done, you select the date, start date and end date, it will get automatically.
When you say start date and end date, this is when the process will
Start,
run.
run. It will run every month, but you will have to, these are schedule process, okay? And you cannot run them for the infinite time period, okay? You generally we do it for 1 year, and then every year we do the maintenance. Do you
Okay.
get that?
Yes.
Why do we do that? Because, for example, that entity has dissolved. All right. Right now in my organization, what we are happening, we are transitioning everything to the financial sectors of my organization. All the cost centers and all things are transitioning to S4 HANA, SAP S4 HANA, if you heard about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's SAP system. So now we are actually creating the companies and the cost centers based on that. So what if a cost center has dissolved? Okay. And that cost center actually falls under one of my eligibility criteria, or one of my worker is falling on that cost center, then the system would get disturbed, correct? That's why we make it 1 year. I personally feel 1 year is a right amount. After that, it is okay to do year end maintenance. The way as an absence or time tracking consultant, I update the absence calendars and everything. Similarly, this thing can be updated. Okay.
Okay.
So what we'll do, it will before, like if I select the period now here, this is I have selected monthly, but in my previous organization, we used to do
Every payroll or something.
custom frequency,
Okay.
where we can actually think about every month payroll date, different frequency I could have add. I will add advanced business process, report time. Right now, I'm just selecting a different one,
Okay.
run frequency, custom recurrence. Okay, there I would have the moment I start with the part on the start date and end date. Okay, start date and end date would be about month start and month end. The moment I click schedule, I can have my custom start date for every month. What date I want to start. Like for example, some months I have a payroll cutoff date at 8, some months I have a 9. So for a year I can describe over here
Okay.
recurrence. Okay, that is how an organization works in terms of this mass advances. Okay, a background integration would run and then it will go, because I have seen this scenarios with on-call and standby, and most of the engineering managers they used to ignore the timestamps of the workers.
And they'll not get paid. So, like in our case, we have weekly and bi-weekly. So every Monday at around like 6 p.m. Eastern time, there's a cutoff.
Hmm.
So
So
basically for
bef-
weekly,
hmm.
it's going to
so
be every day.
weeks. So it is a cutoff for previous month, correct?
Yeah, previous
So
pay
what
period.
we yeah previous pay period. So what we'll do, we if somebody has not advanced it till Saturday, we can run it on Sunday.
Okay. We don't have to wait until Monday. Okay.
We don't have to wait. What in my previous organization, what we used to do before the payroll cutoff date, 1 day before, mass approve would run. Okay, mass approve, and before 1 day, like so, there are some lazy workers who do submit, who do just enter the time, but do not submit it. Then for them, we used to run mass submit.
Okay. And how do we do that here? Must submit.
So if there are lazy workers who have not done it, so those lazy workers, for them, there is a task. Only enter time, but not submitted. There is a workday delivered task, mass submit.
Oh,
So here you will identify the population, okay, which organization they are following. Like for example, France. Okay, this is the payroll group. It's very easy to do through payroll group.
okay.
Select everything. Select run frequency, custom you want to run or run now. Select next. It will ask you for which period. Like for example, this monthly period. Okay, must submit May. Click OK. So whatever enter time they have entered on the system, that would get submitted. So what we do, 1 day before is the mass submit and 1 day after the approve. Like for example, today is 21. So 23 is so today is 21. Okay. So
Yeah.
22 is our payroll cutoff date. Okay. So 21 would be mass approve and 20 would be our mass submit.
Google submit. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
Okay.
this is a very good thing.
This is interesting. Yeah.
This is which we do day in day out for all our work timings. Okay. So this is one part. All right. So these are the two items that we do. Okay. Now, there is another portion that I wanted to share. Like for example, this is Blair White now. This Blair White gentleman has entered incorrect hours. Okay. Incorrect on-call hours or something on the system. And the manager accidentally has approved the time. Okay.
Okay.
Accidentally has approved the time and the time is submitted. Okay. And the period is also locked. Okay. Now in this particular scenario, how can we change the timings? That is done through another thing. HR team would do that. Ops team would do that, and that is through.
The work schedule, unlock
No,
the period. No.
and that is so okay if the
Yeah.
entries are wrong or entries are missed, but wrong entries are done by them and seen that okay. There's another way is adjust calculated time.
Yeah.
HR would able to enter the time on behalf of the worker with their with whatever like it's bit technical, but yeah, they would be
Okay.
able to do this. For example, 19. If HR wants to add some more hours, okay, confirm over here. He wants to manipulate. No, this is 3.7 in it. This is I want to give 2. They can do it over
Oh,
here.
okay.
They can manipulate the timesheet. If they
Actually,
want
you'll
to.
have to remove one column if you can remove the one on Saturday.
Okay, one second. Let me
It
see
won't
what
perform.
error it is giving.
It is that fourth column on call.
On this day, na?
Yeah, on Saturday there should be one if you can. Yeah, on call standby. Yeah, 324 or anyone.
This one. This one.
Yeah,
Let me make it 0.
it should work then.
0. If I yeah. Now when I submit it, now if I see over here, okay, one second.
It's on call, I think. Uh, yeah, this. If you go there, you delete the third one
This one?
on Saturday. On Saturday,
Okay, one second.
the third block.
On call hours or on call standby?
No, on call standby.
Ah,
I'm confused. Yeah.
system generated it is. So I have to go ahead and delete my system generated it is. You have entered some time on Saturday?
No, I did.
Oh, time week. Okay.
Um,
Oh,
let's scroll up. Like this on-call standby, the one
I
321.
got it good on Friday. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
if you delete this one,
Hmm.
it shows validations which I entered. I
Got
think
it.
it will go now.
Yeah, got it, got it. I'll just remove this.
Why didn't it show? Okay.
We'll go.
So yeah, the validations also show up there when you do adjust calculate time. Yeah.
Because that is overriding.
So right.
But other calculated stuff we can manipulate. Okay. If I want to manipulate some of the hours, okay. For example, this is on call standby. Regular hours, like make it 4. Okay, on call hours is 1. I'll click OK. Now, if I submit over here, confirm calculated changes. Now I have to give a confirmation over. Click OK, submit. If I go over here, refresh this, where I have written some of the hours over here. Okay, for example, regular 5.5, it's reporting. If I see in view details, calculated, so it will show adjustment. Yes, some adjustment has been done. You will see there is an adjustment has been done. See, calculated quantity is 4,
So,
reported quantity is 5, but calculated quantity is 4 because I had done some adjustments. Similarly, there is another where I added some of the hours. Let's see this one, I guess. Calculated adjustment, yes. Calculate quantity 0.
0.
So this is also a very good way of making some changes. For example, how it has come if some now you see this is a system and error can occur any given point of time. Okay, we need some manual intervention at a given point of time. All right. So this manual intervention would solve a lot of issues. You can not only you can change the values, but also you can add custom, not custom, you can add entries over here also. Like for example, on-call standby was there and you wanted on-call also, so you can add on-call over here. Like go to, like for example, I go over there, cal adjust calculated time, Blair White, click OK. If I want to add some other hours,
You can go ahead and run that, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
22 late.
wow, that's gives you each and all the options. It's like a time card.
Yeah,
Oh, and it gives you those calculation times.
yeah, it will give an error. Submit. And if I refresh my screen over here, you will see the difference. One second. Yeah, I had added run calculations. If I do run calculations, see late coming 4 hours. If I click
Yeah.
over here, manually added. See the source is manually added
Okay.
and it's an adjustment.
And what is history? Okay, history is okay. Yeah. Got it.
Hmm. Okay, this is the one. All right. Adjust calculated time. We saw mass operation management, adjust calculated time and mass submission, mass submit time. Okay. So now let's go to Blair White.
Do they teach this in the Workday training? All this?
Not all this. Like for example, adjust calculated time was not taught. I did it. I was in partner, Workday partner. So I did the whole certification with an exam. I have to score like more than 70 credits over there. So and time tracking training is for like 8 hours a day, 5 days. Fifth day is your exam. So this was not taught. It comes with experience and experience. They taught you the basic fundamentals from zero to the full, the way we are configuring, right? We, as an exam, I have to configure some in and out kind of a thing for workers. And this complexity, though, yeah, it's always, like on job training and everything.
Okay. I
Okay,
have a question about training. I'll ask you at the end of the call.
that is your training. You're in customer. Okay, so your training is basically educational wise. The things that I have taught you over here, all right, they will teach you the same thing. The practical examples that we have taught, maybe not that, but yeah, uh, same thing they will teach you.
Okay. So to do certification, if I want to do certification, how do I do it?
You can do pro certification because you are in customer. You're not in Workday partner. Okay. Workday
Okay.
partners are service partners are like IBM, Accenture is a service partner who why did implementation because they are the service partners. They
Like
provide
essentially.
services. Yeah, Accenture, IBM, Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, they are Workday partners. Okay. HR tech companies are Workday partners. Some of the HR tech companies are partner. Allied Solutions, Mercer, all right. There you can do the Workday certification. Workday, that is a certification which has a huge amount of cost. Okay. Pro certification you can do. You need to enroll over there and you can do the pro certification. Your company will sponsor on your the pro certification. You have your Workday community access,
Yeah, I have access. Yeah.
and there is a learning center. You can enroll over there.
Oh,
Then
okay.
you'll go
Fine.
through the course, and your training coordinator or the person who is a spokesperson of Workday from your organization who deals with cases and all, he would be able to enroll over you over there, and then you can do the certification, pro certification. Okay.
And all I need is the training you gave me. Do I have to learn something more?
You no need to you go blank over there. They will teach you the same thing that I have taught you.
Oh, okay. So they'll start, they'll teach, and then they'll certify.
They'll
Oh,
start, they teach.
okay.
That's why they take a hefty amount, na?
Okay. I thought just for the exam, why you're saying hefty amount.
No, just for the training, 5 days training. I said, and the fifth day was the exam.
Okay. So even for pro certification, I'll have to go through the training and then give the
Training,
exam.
maybe you will not have the exam, but yeah, training.
Okay.
You'll teach, you will learn the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, so now we'll go to the part attestation. Okay, what is an attestation? It is basically, I would say, a clock point in order to validate employees' working hours, creating a business case in terms of having the right amount of work balance and identifying workers' efficiency as well as providing worker benefit of taking some breaks. Okay, that's why we use attestation. If we are not using this attestation, then through create calculation and block calculation, we can create those set of violations, like deliberate violations in the system. Okay, through Workday, like through, I think, through time block conditional and create calculation, we can do those things. So in order to work on attestation, first we want to make sure that there are few things which are clear between us as well as like in terms of first basic rule is the time template in attestation. This template needs to be configured in order to first identify the rule set. Like for example, in California, if somebody is working 5 hours, he needs to take one break, correct?
Yeah.
If that break is not been taken, it's way then a meal penalty is generated and that company bears as a violation. If somebody is working more than 10 hours, then two meal breaks or a break, correct?
Yeah.
That is not been taken care, then boom, violation.
Violation.
So the before covering this meal rule set, first thing we will cover on the maintain prompt, time attestation prompt and responses. Okay. What do you understand by the prompts?
Basically, you have to input some value there.
Yeah. So first is like prompt one. Have you taken your meal? This is more like now more glamorous. Previously, when this California meal penalty I used to configure, we never had these kind of things. Like more glamorous asking, have you taken your meal or not? Meal, we used to configure in time card, meal taken, sorry, like additional, the way you had it shift, okay, meal, yes or no. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like
You can put
I
what?
gave you a task to add a shift. If there is no shift, then you get a bonus, correct?
Yes.
Similarly, meal attestation I used to configure,
Oh,
adding a custom field. Have you taken your meal? Is this is your meal wave? Is your meal wave? That is our comments. Okay. Now you need to provide comments on this. I have made it. If this has not been added, then it will not go to the next part. Okay. I have made it required. Okay.
okay.
Then time attestation response. Yes. No.
So this response is in question to which one?
It is
The
the random one. Okay. It is a two options. The one for this also and this also. Yes or no.
okay.
Okay. Is a waiver. I can add just one. So this is the fancy responses. Okay. I'll click OK. Okay.
So in this
So
case, waiver means that he did not take the meal.
he has taken, his has waived off.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. By like with my own
Okay.
part. All right. Now, the moment it is done, now we have to create this
Meal break set. Okay.
rule set. Today we'll do till this. After that,
Okay.
we'll do this one. All right. Tomorrow. Meal break rule set. Let's say Blair White, AK rule set. Okay. So we have if the shift is greater than 5 hours, let's take 5 hours, and the shift is less than 10 hours, 9 hours. Okay. There is one condition. If the shift is greater than
Yeah.
10 hours and the shift is less than 12 hours. Okay.
So are these and conditions or conditions?
No,
Or,
these are the two conditions, different.
okay, independent.
They are independent, mutually exclusive. Okay. We have to create meal condition first over here. Number of meal should be one. Okay. 30 minutes. Waived allowed. This is like your personal,
The
if you
third.
want to waive it or not.
Yeah.
Okay. If I don't, then okay. Last of now placement rules. How when you want to put it. Beginning at X hours after the beginning of the shift. Beginning at least X hours before the end of the shift. Beginning no later than X hours after beginning of the shift. Like how when you want to take the mail. Beginning at least X hours after the beginning of the shift, like after 2 hours of the beginning of your shift, or beginning at at least X hours before the end of the shift, like just before the end of the shift. You can choose it. All right. So after, like, for example, 3 hours, okay, I can make it. If I want to take a break also, I can place that. So what will happen? 1, 30, 30. I can waive the second one. Okay. So what do you understand by this?
Like, bit confusing. Why did you put 2 times 30 there?
So
Okay,
see,
number of movies.
yeah, if the shift is of 9 hours, okay, then it is allowed one break. Okay.
Okay,
If the shift is greater than 5 hours and less than 12 hours, then 2 meal breaks. Okay. This is, I put a 10 over there, it's wrong. If the shift is 5 hours and less than 12 hours, then this. Okay. Or if the shift is, like, let's make it always see this part. If the shift is greater than 8 hours but less than 12 hours, then 2 meal breaks. Now meal breaks length can be determined through this tabs, what length you want to give. If there are 2 meal breaks, then you have to add a row, and you can also placement order also here. Okay. And here,
okay,
if waiver is allowed, like, it's employee state that I am waiving off. Okay.
okay,
All right. Break order also works in like that. Okay. Maximum consecutive work hours without a meal, and maximum consecutive work hours without break. You can put it over here.
okay.
If it is nothing, then nothing would happen. Okay. If I put it over 2, like 2 hours without meal would be a violation. All right. This is the two rule set that we can create. Right.
No, what was that again? Maximum consecutive work hours without meal?
Which means you are still working, like maximum consecutive work hours, like you're working without taking a meal. How many hours you can work without taking a meal? That means that maximum consecutive. Clock in, clock in, clock out. Okay.
Okay,
Clock in, clock out, you understand? So for
yes,
example, if I put it over 5, I can work for continuous 4 hours. All right. Maximum I can work for 4 hours. After that, I have to take a meal.
okay,
Okay. Similarly, maximum consecutive work hours for break without break. What is the extent of time I can work without break? That is what is described over here.
okay,
All right.
okay, I've got it, yeah.
Yeah. I'll click OK. Then my rule set is ready. I can also put my meal length rule also over here. Like, I can add the meal break rule set over here also, but for this template, I can have my own meal break rule.
Okay,
Like, you have to add your rule over here, create meal break rule set. Okay. View meal and break violation also. These are the violation which we can create. These are the custom, like, violation is basically the validation. Okay. So
yes,
meal validation we can create over here. Right now, let's not jump into those things. Today, what we have uh, captured is basically one prompt, okay, and its responses. Then meal break, creating a rule set, okay. Like, if for a template, like, generally before this attestation has come up, we used to do it through time calculation, as I stated you earlier. correct?
Yeah.
But now with this governance, we can make template based rule set, correct? Which was
Template.
not there. Yeah, template based, because this applies to this particular template, all the people on AK group, correct?
Yes.
So we today we learned about those two things, all right? We will go up to the next chapter tomorrow about end shift attestation and see the demo of the attestation. Okay, there are few areas of attestation we would learn tomorrow. All that. I don't want to put pressure more on this. All right, so we'll learn about that tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. So if right now we cannot view this on the time card.
No, no, no. We cannot. We cannot view this on the time card. We
Okay.
what if I click OK now? Just click cancel. Blair White is not. Blair White does not do clock in clock out. Okay,
Okay.
right now. So check in. Check in task. Okay, worker Carol Lee. This is the worker for which check-in is done. Okay, so have you seen ever clock in clock out?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, it's
Chronos,
Chronos.
correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Clock in clock out. Similarly, in Workday, it is also done in clock in clock out. Okay,
Okay.
the best way is through mobile. Okay, mobile time entry, and it is there is no change in the configuration. It will be the same over here. The way
Okay.
we have over here, it will be the same. Time entry code option would be, what would be the entry method? What do you think would be the entry method of this clock in clock out?
Um,
What
well,
time entry code,
it's going to
entry
be the
type,
same code.
part, what?
It won't be the same code. The like reg.
It is the same code, but you're correct on that. I'm asking you a question that what would be the entry type of that time entry code?
Um, I don't know.
How many entry method are there in time entry code?
Oh, it's hours and in and out.
Uh, so it will always be in and out. Check-in is always in and out
In and out.
because it
Okay.
captures the time frame, na?
Okay. So we cannot do hours. I work 7 hours or something now.
Then how we will do the time stamping? Check
Timestamp.
in, check out. Okay. So for example, this worker, Carol Lee, has check-in. Okay. Time attestation work only this way only. Check
Okay.
out. Carol Lee out. Submit. View my calendar. See. Carol Lee. Where is Carol Lee? Carol Lee.
Okay.
See.
That I see that thing. 340.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. 345. Yeah.
See. So our test case would be this worker. Check in, clock out. First shift. Clock source, clock in, clock out events. We will work on this worker. Now, if I go over and copy this, view worker time eligibility.
Even the validations kicked in. So that's Interesting.
Hmm. Currently worker time entry template C. Regular work in and out method.
Okay.
That's how we will do it. The attestation would also work like that. Okay.